Protect your DNA. BioPQQ can promote formation of new mitochondria. Infowarsstore.com.
Welcome to the Infowars Nightly News. I'm your host, Jakari Jackson. It's March 11, 2015, and here's a look at our top stories.
Tonight, Montel Williams says that Alex Jones inspires people to blow things up. Meanwhile, the movie Hits by David Cross features a racist protagonist who is brainwashed by Alex Jones.
I heard that on Alex Jones, so it's true.
And the Council on Foreign Relations wants you to support Al-Qaeda to defeat ISIS. That's right. Coming up next on the Infowars Nightly News.
And welcome back. I'm not a real big social media guy. I didn't even have a Twitter page till the end of last year. And, you know, people will say, I sent you something on Twitter or I sent you something on Facebook. I'm like, well, why don't you just call me if you know me personally? Which is to say, it's not something I use a whole lot. I send out stories I think are interesting, stories that we put out, but I don't use it for much else. With all that said, you know, I'm not into the Twitter beefs, but when somebody calls you a coke-sniffing, evil person who inspires people to blow up things, that's a pretty serious charge. And those charges or claims were made by one Montel Williams. And I will say, you know, I've always liked Montel. I mean, I can't say I was a regular viewer of his programming, but, you know, I'd catch the show from time to time and I enjoyed his presentation, enjoyed his demeanor. But it happened that Joe Biggs and Mikhail Thalen were in a conversation of sorts, talking about VA and the VA scandals, which Mr. Williams was included in. And he said, oh, by all means, let's add the conspiracy theorists. And then went on to talk about Alex Jones lying about school shootings. So Mr. Williams, I'm not exactly sure what his beef with us is. I guess he's referencing the Sandy Hook shootings that we've had one Wolfgang Halbig on to discuss. Wolfgang's also investigated Columbine, I believe, for Virginia Tech as well. And I do respect Mr. Halbig's opinions. I personally think kids did die in that school that day. Mr. Halbig can speak for his own views and why he has those. You know, I definitely have questions as, you know, where's the surveillance footage? I don't have to see the footage of the kids getting shot. I would like to see the perpetrator at least enter the building, and then the story whether he went back and forth to his trunk to retrieve other guns. Why was there a SWAT guy from a neighboring county in the woods right outside the school? I mean, questions like that. It doesn't give a definitive answer or point a definitive finger at any one person, but, you know, they're just questions I have. And if you go to the page on Infowars.com, you can see some of the tweets back and forth with Biggs and Montel and some of the other guys. Paul got in on it as well. And they said, well, Montel, if you have issues with our reporting, why don't you come on our show and debate us? And he says, I have no interest in debating evil. And he said, I guess compared Alex to the head of Al-Qaeda with those statements that he made, which is to say, it really flabbergasted me. You know, I never even thought we'd be on Montel's radar, but he decided to come out and attack us. I'm not sure why, but I guess he and Alex and Biggs and whoever else can fight that out. I was very disappointed to see Mr. Williams take that route. But he isn't the only one. It recently came to our attention, you know, beyond the pedophiles and rapists in the movies being named Alex Jones, now we have a new movie from David Cross called Hits, and that takes a shot at Alex as well.
You are taking marching orders from Barack Obama, that socialist in the White House. Yes, you are. You are being bullied by him. You and all the liberal Jew-run media and their enablers.
Dave,
they are authorizing the corporate elite in this country.
Dave, don't make...
I heard that on Alex Jones, so it's true.
Dave.
I heard it on Alex Jones, so I know it's true.
And Mr. David Cross, he's another guy I was familiar with his work, but I didn't really follow him. And I was very surprised when he came out, and I actually saw an interview he did. He was speaking about the Hits film, and he was saying to the interviewer, like, you know, I made this film to talk about social media, kind of about the YouTube age, and how people can become famous by doing something on YouTube, but they may think they're doing the right thing, but they're not really. And I guess that was his reference to Alex Jones, I'm assuming there. Which, I mean, I guess I would come back and question Mr. Cross. What is he doing trying to make the world a better place? Is he doing anything about the vaccinations or fluoridated water or the police state or any number of many things that we report on here at Infowars. He makes comedies, and I'm sure, comedies are great. They make people laugh and get you to think about things, but, are you doing anything really besides that? And, it just goes on with his narrative. Alex Jones is deeply racist. We heard that after the Boston bombing. They came out, what was her name? Alex Wagner. She had a panel up there, and she says, he's deeply racist, and Alex Jones doesn't build bombs, he builds bombers. That was the meme for a while. No proof, just saying because he's a very passionate guy, as we all are here at Infowars, and we don't want, a police state running around. That's some kind of signal to our followers to go out and kill people. That is absolutely ridiculous. We do not condone those type of actions. I definitely don't. Alex doesn't either. We do believe in self-defense. If somebody kicks in your door at 3 a.m, shoot them. If you're walking through a dark parking lot, somebody tries to shove you in a van, shoot them. I have no issue with that. I'm not telling anybody to go out and kill police or military or anything of the like, but it's these people, make the lie big enough and repeat it so many times that people can't help but accept it as truth. And these are the type of tactics that they use against you, the public, trying to turn you against us here in the alternative media. You guys can actually go to YouTube and see a Paul Revere entry that we had, Media Brainwash. And these are a string of reporters reading out the exact same teleprompter, which shows that there is some central authority giving all these guys the same talking points, which makes me very skeptical when I see movies like this, or I see MSNBC, and then everywhere you go, it's hate speech, Bill O'Reilly, and they show some picture of Alex. There's some central authority telling these guys to put this stuff on the air. So now you can go research that for yourself. And one of the things that guys like Montel are very unhappy about is we talk about the medical tyranny. I guess he was talking about vaccines and the anti-vaxxers and all that stuff. But here's another example. Besides the kids taking the shots in Syria and they died for it. And what else? People getting the flu from the flu shot. Also, the hepatitis A vaccine giving you a 10% chance of a fever up to 104 degrees, but never mind all that. Now we see children's Tylenol maker pleads guilty for knowingly selling a tainted product. And this is Johnson & Johnson subsidiary. And they were forced to pay out $25 million to resolve the case, according to the Associated Press. But never mind stuff like that. Never mind the vaccines, never mind the people that go on Katie Couric's show and they say, hey, I took the vaccines and it made me sick. My kid was bedridden for a year. Or all the many other examples, Piers Morgan getting sick from the flu shot. All this stuff, just basic stuff. And that doesn't make you an anti-vaxxer. That makes you an informed parent, an informed individual. So next time the flu shots come up, you say, hey, it says on this insert, my kid could get side effects including, but not limited to, diarrhea, nausea, and vomiting. This sounds just as bad, if not as worse. Not worse than the flu itself, but that's things they don't really care to talk about.
The knowledge of the ancients, tried and true, trusted herbs and extracts fused with the latest nutraceutical science. Introducing the all-new Ancient Defense Herbal Immunity Blend, crafted with over 14 key ancient herbs and extracts to supercharge and prepare your body for what experts admit is the most dangerous season of the year. We have rejected hundreds of other formulations in our quest to bring you what is simply the most powerful and comprehensive proprietary formula that we have ever created in the realm of herbal immunity. For the last 2 years, our team has been working with top doctors, nutritionists, and chemists to develop the ultimate nutraceutical formulation. Experience the benefits of combining over 14 ancient herbs and extracts with exciting new advances in nutraceutical science. For a limited time, get 25% off on this introductory offer. Visit ancientdefense.com or call 888-253-3139. ancientdefense.com.